Hello. Is Dr. Nick, your favorite personal growth coach, and welcome to another amazing session of Adulting in My Purpose Live. Guys, I am really excited about this show today, and I'll tell you more about our amazing guest. But I'm always excited to be with you each and every week. So, if you're joining for the first time, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. If you are a return listener, always have gratitude and thank you for the support. Be sure you like, share, subscribe, depending on whatever platform you are looking on. And whatever platform you are looking on, and I look like I'm having some technical difficulties. Let's see. I'm gonna bring my guest on. Okay, you see me now? Hey, Corey.
Hey, I can see you.
Okay, so I don't know why. Technology is what it is, and our guest today is an IT expert, so I might have to ask him. So I'll just finish my intro and I'll have him on the screen because for some reason, if I'm off screen, it goes blank. But again, for those that are tuning in for the first time, I'm Dr. Nicole Rankin, better known as Dr. Nick. I'm a personal growth coach. And really, my vision is to help young leaders, millennials, truly discover who they are, clarify their vision, and take the next step in life to truly live their God identity and the vision God has given them for their lives. So, we are in the midst of our 7-day challenge. It is going amazing. People are having such great aha moments, seeing the transformation, changing their mindset, changing their thought process, and really aligning themselves with their God-given purpose. So this is something that I love to do. We're in the midst of a challenge. If you are not in the challenge right now, lean in. Be sure to get involved in our Facebook community so you can stay abreast on when the next challenge is. So be sure to join our Facebook group, Adulting in My Purpose Movement. So let's get into this session. I am excited, one, because this person not only had I met through one of our Adulting in Our Purpose challenges, as we are in the midst of one right now. He was just an amazing person to just hear his story, to understand where he was in his journey in his life and the challenges that he was sharing. And as he was going through the challenge, going through the work, he was committed to the process and he put in the work and truly, left the challenge with some focus, with some clarity, some motivation. And it's just a pleasure, just warms my heart to see all the amazing things that he is doing since going through the challenge. So I'm excited to introduce to you all, Mr. Cordell Lawson, or better known as I call him Cory. Hey, Cory.
How you doing? How's everyone?
Yeah, it's so excited to have you. And I was just going to read just a little bit what we're going to talk about today in your journey. And so for just to give you a little bit about Cory's journey. It started in July of 2021, and he started by trying popular diets and trends like keto, fasting, juices, blood type diet. But all of them didn't work, right? So now he's continuing to searching for happiness while comparing himself to others, and just really was battling and struggling with mental battle and that affected his weight loss journey. So he realized that, the diet and the cleansing and all of that was kind of negative and challenging his thoughts, and really took a break to get away from social media, took a hiatus, and he started on his journey, being really intentional, cooking at home, meal prepping, that helped with the budgeting as well, and was just really consistent on his journey. Started exercising, jogging, and hiking 7 miles every day, 2 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon, and then 15 miles every weekend while listening to inspirational and motivational podcasts to keep him going. He set obtainable goals each month, striving for his goals of 70 pounds that he lost in April of this year, 2022. And as of June 2022, he's officially down to 223 pounds, all
Yes.
the way from 320 pounds. He
Yeah.
is truly living on purpose and adulting his purpose. He's living a healthier and happier life. And he started working on his dream of becoming a pilot. So he started the great thing about adulting on purpose is a lifestyle. It's all about, all areas of your life, making sure you're whole and happy in all of those areas. So now he's working on his pilot license, going different places, traveling, just living his thing, and truly adulting in his purpose. So I'm so excited to see you and to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nicole. I say Dr. Nick, but thank you so much for having me here.
Absolutely. So, I know I read a little bit about your journey just from the bio, but share your perspective. Tell the audience how you got to where you are today.
Ooh, I think in the beginning we met. I believe it was 2020. It was 2020. I believe it was 2020 because I have your book. We met in 2020, and I think I was around 340, so I was definitely a lot heavier back then. Going through all of the 7 steps of personal growth and personal development, it kind of in a perspective of here now I have to kind of focus on me, and it was hard to kind of find me because I didn't know what I wanted to do as a millennial. You're supposed to be this person. How do I become this person? Never knew how I could get there. So I took your 7-day course, and of course I got your book. And it kind of put me in a perspective of figuring out where I need to be and who I need to become. But becoming a heavy person, I realized that it's a journey. After taking your 7-day course, it's about continuing that progress and continuing to learn who you are as a person. And I didn't know exactly who I was, which caused me not to love who I was, especially like being the heavier person. And so it was definitely difficult. And then January 2021, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And as you can see, it started in July. So the 6 months I was struggling with the other stuff. But July was like, I have to do this because I want to get to my goals of always wanted to go skydiving. And you'll see those pictures shortly. I'm a pilot, wanted to do a lot of things, but never knew how to get there because of my fear of myself and the fear of failure. But I realized that failure is going to come, and you learn from those failures. And that we're here now.
I love it. Oh my gosh, this is so inspirational. So kind of walk us through that transformation moment, right? You talked about kind of the before, and there's the before and after, but what is that in between, that transformation moment for you?
Ooh, I guess I'm going to answer the question, but there are a couple of things that stopped me from becoming my best self. I guess it goes back to being that heavier person, of being that mentally challenged person in Atlanta. I reside in Atlanta, and Atlanta is known to be this skinnier, popular society, so to speak. And so hanging out with friends, I couldn't really go to the malls and hang out with them because none of the clothes fit me. I would have to go to Burlington. When I took my discovery flight in the airplane, the plane would fly to the left as I was in there, so being a heavier person, so that wasn't working out. I couldn't walk anywhere. I was very unhealthy. Diabetes and other mental or other health conditions running the family as well. So a lot of those things built onto that. Something clicked in my I don't know what clicked, but something clicked in my mind. January 2021 was like, we're here. and like I said before, January 2021 compared to July 2021 when I actually got on it, there was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of additional mental progresses that I had to kind of go through or kick through to get to my July transformation. And then from
Mm-hmm.
there, I started. I got a dog. I'm not sure if you saw the picture. I got a German Shepherd, and the love with him. One, he's very crumpled with time. He wakes me up at 5 o'clock in the morning to use the bathroom, and so I said, I guess I'm on your time. When I get up at 5 o'clock after work, I try to come into the house to sleep. Can't do it because he's right there. So he was definitely a good motivation as well because I have to stick to his routine. So the 2 miles in the morning and then the 5 miles in the afternoon, and it just became a normal thing because I created that consistency or that routine.
Mm-hmm.
And it just listen to the inspirational podcast, and especially listen to you, and it was just it's something that clicked. Like I can do this. You know, a lot of times it's hard to see yourself when you always compare yourself to other people and other people's
Mm-hmm.
success. You don't see where that aligns to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just saw it. I don't know what clicked. Something clicked, and I just saw how it can apply to me. And I just started loving me and learning who I was. And that's where we are.
I love it. I love it. So you went through a literally a transformation. So let's talk about, after it clicked, you were having problems, having the issues comparing yourself and the struggles just kind of fitting into society and
Yeah.
saying, I want to do something different. I want to create change. And
Right.
so what was those steps to creating the change? Like, how did you prepare, and what are those things that you did to get there?
So the crazy thing about it is, of course, going back to your book, the journeys, right? So I have the notes on Google Drive, and I like to look at those, and I have them printed out on my wall too, in the bathroom or wherever I walk constantly. And of course, the journeys of self-reflection. Who am I, and how can I correct the past person who I used to be, and where do I need to go from there? Self-awareness. How what can you do within self to be aware of your goals and what you need to do and why you're the way you are right now? And self-knowledge. How can you learn and love yourself more to apply the knowledge that you learned from the previous steps to head towards the future? Self-belief. This is the one that I really struggled with. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I didn't believe in myself to do it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Self-improvement. Applying what you learned in the previous steps, including self-belief, to improve who you need to strive towards. Planning. How do you plan out the improvements that you want to apply to yourself and your goals, and setting that goes back to setting my obtainable goals.
Mm-hmm.
How do you improve yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and healthy, and from a health perspective? And the last one is self motivation, going back to those podcasts and pushing me through all the steps that I know that's in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
trying to process how to do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So everything added up.
I love it. I love it. And so many people, try to accomplish a goal. They have it in their mind that they want change, or they get complacent of where
Yeah.
they are and not willing to move forward, or not willing to put in the work,
Oh yeah.
to create the change and make the difference. So how easy or difficult was it for you to 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 get the work, to put in the work?
It was hard.
Mhm.
Our cohort was, I believe, was it July 2020?
I think
I
I think
think it
so.
was.
I can't remember,
So
but yeah.
July 2020 is when I really wanted to lose the weight, and of
Mhm.
course now we're in January 2021. That's when I
Mhm.
actually put in my mind to do it, and then
Mhm.
now in July 2021, that's when I actually truly started it with me. So as you can see, there was a lot of struggles and a lot of laps,
Mhm.
because it's not only the complacency, it's the fear of failure. Like I
Mhm.
put in this time and effort, and a lot of times you're not going to see the return right then and there. But as long as you stay consistent, it'll come. It'll come when it's time. And another
Mhm.
thing that I've done too is realizing that a lot of the battles that I have are not meant for me to battle. Um,
Mm.
give it to, I guess, a higher power, so to speak.
Mhm.
For me, I believe in God, but give it to a higher power and allow Him to kind of guide you in the steps that you need to take. And it's not going to be the words that you want.
Yeah.
You just have to kind of tailor those to your needs and realize, what does that mean to you?
Mhm.
So it was it was a lot of struggle, but the struggle made me who I am now because I realized the struggle that I came through. I just look back at my old self, like you'll see the pictures shortly, and I didn't know that that used to be me.
Hmm.
And now that I'm here, I never knew that I could be here.
I love it. I love it. So a lot of times when I talk about just kind of living a life on purpose and adulting in my purpose, it's all about, and I talked about this in the journal as well. Not just because a lot of times people think about purpose, they think about their career or
Hmm.
the profession. That's kind of like the first thing.
Yes,
But
yes,
it's the fact that you're living a holistic life. What do you desire for your life to be in all areas, not just career and profession, but in health, in
yes.
relationships, in your social life, in your family life, in your home life? What are the things that you desire to have that life satisfaction in all areas? So, how has this experience, because you focused on your health, how has this experience shaped other areas of your life?
Oh wow. I am truly loving me for me. I've learned
Mm-hmm.
a lot of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't look for love in no one else used to do. I learned who Cordell was. I learned what I like, what I dislike, what are my triggers, what are some constant battles that I go through, and that has improved work because I'm definitely more confident during meetings. I think I talked to you about this too.
Yeah.
At work, I have a lot of older individuals I'm afraid of, but realizing that we're all just the same is just from a career perspective, and I just have this confidence during the meetings, and I hold from this perspective of I know what I'm talking about. I know who I am, and the same
Mm.
thing applies to my social life. I'm definitely more outspoken now. I don't let things get to me like I used to. Um, I'm this shy person, but when it comes to things bothering me or triggering me, I don't say anything. I hold it in, which makes it even worse because I'm sitting here this
Mhm.
angry person
Mhm.
and never understood why I was angry. So definitely becoming more outspoken, more confident. I'm still in my heavy set mindset, but I'm
Okay.
definitely striving towards the future.
I love it. So let's kind of talk about that, because it's a good thing that you brought that up, because a lot of times people think, we live in this fast-paced society, we live in the now, everything's right now, everything's quick. We need fast internet speed, we need fast food, we need fast everything. But
Right.
when you are journeying into your purpose, your God identity, why you were created, it's not a
Right.
fast process. It
Right.
takes time. And so you mentioned that you said you're still in your big man or large man
Yes.
mindset. So
Yes.
kind of share what that is and how that works for you as you're progressing forward to continue that change in thought process.
Now this can go from a positive and negative perspective, so I'll speak from both perspectives.
Yeah, be
From
real.
a negative perspective, being the fat self, I'm sorry, being the heavier set self, and what I mean by that is lacking the confidence, lacking the well-being, still being the shy person,
Mhm.
and holding rage with any
Mhm.
and everyone because I don't know who I am.
Mhm.
And so, from a positive perspective, I remember who I used to be, and I go back to those older pictures, not realizing that that used to be me, but looking back at the older pictures and realizing all of the struggles. Like the picture that you're going to show shortly, I was in a suit and tie, and I was actually going in for an interview, and just remembering the fear that I had during that interview, um, and the judgment from for me, I'm assuming that other people judge me due to me being a bigger person or seeing me from a certain perspective. I'm walking to the interview out of breath, and all of these things add up. And
Mhm.
realizing that I had a recent interview for a promotion, totally different person. I went in XYZ, had my resume, I asked them questions, and it was just it's crazy because I hate saying this bigger person, but the low confidence and the low self esteem person is the bigger person that I'm referring to.
Mhm.
Realizing that I'm not that person anymore.
Mhm.
So yes, that was a battle. But like
Yeah.
I said, all of this you can use it for your perspective of where you came from towards where you're going.
I love it. And the reality is that, when you do make a transition, and I think you mentioned it and said it before, and I always say that as well, that the fear is always there. And sometimes it's that self-limiting belief, like we are our own worst enemy,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
We thinking people thinking about us, then they look, everybody looking at you.
At all. At all.
We create this
That
situation and these circumstances in our mind, and what it ends up being, it's kind of just self-fulfilling prophecy, kind of self-sabotaging, right? It becomes self-fulfilling when you think of all those negative things, because what you think about, that grows, what you focus on grows. So it's just a powerful thing that you opened up and you shared that, and I thank you for that, because the reality is that, in any change, you may still feel and think about those things of where you came from. And
yeah.
it's so easy to go back there.
Yes.
It's easier to retreat than it is to go forward.
Right.
And so you have to be able to put those systems in place, put those accountabilities in place that's going to help you move forward. So what are some of the things and systems that you have to keep you on that right track moving forward?
Going back to the podcast
Okay.
that are positive, and make sure I, stick to my routine of the 7 miles a day. But I have, I would go in my room and show you, but I have a vision board that I live by.
Okay.
On one side of my vision board, it shows my weight loss, and I'm checking off and make sure that I align to those obtainable goals that I set.
Yeah.
Then I have my life goals, my finance goals, and just making sure that everything aligns to what I want to do. And starting January 1st of 2022, I made sure that I can reach all these goals. And some of the goals, of course, you're not going to meet them or reach them, but you have to be okay with those goals that you don't reach, so you don't really beat yourself up and pull yourself back to that mindset of I'm less than because I didn't reach what I wanted to reach.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. So let's go and kind of see the transformation. I want you to talk us through it, how you're feeling when you see it. And let's go through this. So this is your first picture. This is the before. So tell us about this picture right here.
I was getting ready for an interview. Like I mentioned before, I was getting ready for an interview the next day. I spoke with my grandmother and said, "Hey, how do you like this outfit?" And she's the nicest person. She didn't tell me that the vest was tight. I just thought I was this person, and I kind of understood where she was coming from. But I was happy for the interview. Not really happy, but I was happy for the interview and just happy with the growth that I was heading towards, but didn't understand truly what happiness was until I'm here now. So yeah, that was a picture before an interview, before my promotion.
Okay.
At
And what is your weight here at this picture?
325 pounds, I believe.
325.
Yeah.
And then now let's go to the after.
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
225. So
225. Wow.
I told myself, you'll see it on my vision board. In June, I decided, I said, if I get to my goal weight of 230, I'm heading to Florida and I'm going skydiving. I stepped on the scale maybe a week before and saw that I hit 224. And I said, we're going skydiving. We're going skydiving. And so that's what it was. I enjoyed myself in Florida, got a chance to experience just different things. Like the outfit that you see I have on now, I would never have my arms out, never have legs out, because I'm always feeling the judgment from other people from that mental battle. And it felt weird getting out of my normal comfort zone to where I am now.
Wow. So let's talk about, because you mentioned like your grandmother and, I'm sure you have some other friends. How has this journey for you kind of impacted them?
Wow. January 2022, we did a vision board party on a Zoom call. And I told everybody, I have some friends that are supportive. Of course, you have some friends that might not be as supportive, so I had to delete those. But I had those like,
we'll talk about those later. Okay.
Yeah, you're not gonna get there. That's too hard to achieve. You can't do it. And so I had that in my mind from a positive perspective to fuel me you know. Then I
Mm-hmm.
also had those positive friends that were, they're future business owners and stuff like that. And just hearing all of their successful goals and aligning it to my life and realizing that not necessarily competing with each other, but growing together towards the goals that we set up for, January 1st. And
Mm-hmm.
we do 6 month, every 6 months we do follow-ups, and we head into a follow-up for July 1st actually, and realizing that all of our goals were hitting, all
I
of our goals
love it.
were hitting. Yes.
So you brought up a couple of things that I want to point out and address. One, that when you make a decision to grow, when you make a decision to truly invest in you to obtain your vision, there's always going to be criticism, right? There's always it's either going to be criticism from others or just internal criticism, because everybody doesn't want to see you grow. And so you gotta realize that and kind of expect that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it may even come from people that you thought would support you, and that could be a hurtful
Oh yeah.
situation. So kind of talk about your experience with that and how you got through that.
A lot of my friends didn't know my true goals or what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a pilot, but of course never either could afford it or wasn't mentally prepared. When I
Mm-hmm.
came out the woodworks with telling them that I wanted to be a pilot and go skydiving, the unsupportive friends were like, "You've never talked about pilotry, so it's gonna fail. It's not something that you want to do." But it was just a fear in me that I really wanted to do it, but never could talk about it because I fear the kickback
Mm-hmm.
is there. And my thing for me is, I told someone, I said I always want to do something different that we're not, I want to say not expected to do, but that's not the social norm that we're supposed
Mm-hmm.
to do, like skydiving and becoming a pilot. So
Mm-hmm.
it was tough, but of course with those supportive friends, it was shocking to them too. Like, a pilot flying for Delta, I was like, yeah, I want to do it. I'm gonna get there. Or skydiving, the plane works. Why are you jumping out of it?
Mm-hmm.
So, but they were very supportive because I'm not gonna do it with you, but I support you from a distance, and they
Mm-hmm.
make sure you have a will, of course, yeah, as a joke. So both of those things were very positive things, even from a negative perspective. You'll have those friends that not going to be truly supportive. I'm not saying they're bad friends, but you
Right.
have to put them in a separate place because they don't truly understand who you are. So we can be,
Mm.
sociable and stuff, but when it comes to goals and prospering towards the future, I just kind of had to stay in my own realm.
I love that, and that's so important that you share that and have the openness to share that, because people need to understand that, when they are going after any goal or any vision, there's going to be support. There's not going to be support, but the question is, are you going to stay steadfast on your journey?
Yes.
Your journey is your journey, and you have to develop the mental fortitude and the mental strength to keep past all of that.
Yes.
So I commend you for taking the step, for taking that journey, and I love the results. Just overall, I was sharing with him before we came on live. Just his aura is just different from when he came into the challenge 2 years ago. As a just person, I think you just saw the advertisement and then joined, and just getting to know you and knowing the struggles, and now seeing you come full circle 2 years later. And it's a cliche, but it's so true. The best is definitely yet to come. So just exciting to see you get that pilot license, right? You did.
Yeah.
It's coming. So
Yes.
I'm going to show, we talked about going skydiving because that was one of your goals.
Yes, it
Once
was.
you had lost the weight. And so let's share this experience with you. Here we are.
We're upside down, 13,000 feet above the skies, above the earth.
13,000 feet above the sky, leaving a perfectly good airplane.
Yes.
I love it. And here we are, you taking pictures, enjoying. I was like, it looked like you fear, excitement, and this is all kinds of emotions going on there.
Yes.
How did you feel?
It was weird because that was a metaphorically kind of hyperbole thing. Not sure which one it is, but it was like jumping out of the plane that's perfectly good
Yeah.
is an example of taking steps or taking risk in life that you have to take And once you take those steps that you were afraid to take, it was beautiful. In the video, I have a video of the skydiving. You can see where I stumbled, and it kind of similar to life when I started at my heavier set. I stumbled and was unsure about what I wanted to do, you know?
Amazing.
And once I jumped out the plane, I realized I can't go back. You're just going down from there. So you had to enjoy the journey, which is the same connecting back to life. You have to enjoy the journey of life and what is presented to you. You see it's there for you.
I love it. I love it. And I love the analogy to life. Like you said, once you jump out of an airplane 13,000 feet in the sky, ain't no going back, right?
Yeah.
You can't be like, wait a minute.
Yes. Yes.
Once you go, you go. And it's just amazing. It's an amazing experience. So I welcome you to the club. I did it myself. I forgot what birthday it was, but I took the skydive journey myself, and I can concur that it definitely is an amazing feeling. And if someone out there, maybe we should plan a skydiving trip to see who all will be willing to take that journey and skydive. So we'll make sure you have to join the Facebook group. We'll have that conversation in the group to see how many people will be down for doing that. But it's an amazing thing. So I'm so excited just to see your happiness, to see your the growth, because this is all about growth.
Yes.
It's all about growth, your growth experience. And so as you are thinking about like what's next for you, what's next? What's those next steps?
Oh, all of my goals I've actually hit.
Okay.
Now one of my weight loss goals is I'm currently 224. I would like to see 190 and then build more of a muscle perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's the thing that I would like to see in December. And of course, like I said, those are obtainable. Of course, working my pilot license, which is quite difficult or a challenge. And I find myself kind of slowly going back a little bit towards the older mindset, but I'm here. I listen to those podcasts or have the emotional support or the friendship support and just strive towards that. So those are the main things I'm focusing on. It's the pilot license as well as continue to be happy in the weight loss.
I love it. So, let me ask you this, because I know accountability is key in the journey. So what role does like a mentor, coach, or accountability partners play in the journey that you're on?
Great question. It's weird because you know what they're going to say to you, but it's weird when you hear it from a different person and it actually aligns to what you want to believe. Because, it's it's that self-motivation kind of thing where you don't believe the truth is coming out of your mouth or within your head. And when you hear from several people, like I asked you the question before in regards to comparing myself constantly, we know the answer, but are we ready for the answer? So that's what they play. They're the additional support that I need, or the extra reassurance of I'm doing the right things in life. And it's okay to have those questionable thoughts or those battles, but as long as you have those mental supports and you understand the right answer and how to get to those people or those connections, it's gonna be fine.
Awesome. So you mentioned a few times about things that you're listening to and making sure that, which is all important of creating that conducive environment to growth, making sure that you are taking in the right information, doing the right thing. So what you mentioned podcasts and some other things what are you listening to recently or currently?
Well, currently I'm listening to a pilot podcast by M008. But there is also M08. Yes, it's an aviation podcast. But I don't know the particular name, but I just let it play on Google Podcasts and let it do its thing. And of course, we have your in the group, we have yours. So I just let it play and do the same thing. Facebook has this thing where I can close the phone out and it constantly plays in the background. Awesome. So I just let it do its thing. But I want to make sure that whatever plays next, it just syncs. Google is very good about identifying what you like to listen to, and it just plays whatever is connected to it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Awesome. I love it. So I'll give you, give us one or two things that you do just kind of help you move forward on your journey? What would you say if you had to hone in on your top two?
So I have two goals, or I'm sorry, I have two models that I live by. So the
Okay.
first model is moving forward.
Mhm.
Anything that I go through that I feel I can't achieve or that I failed on, continue to move forward towards your future, because failure happens,
Mhm.
and you just have to move forward towards the growth that you're striving towards. My
Mhm.
next motto is "We are here." Um, I used to have a old habit of beating myself up based on the past that I can't change. I should have did this. Or I wish I did that, and they call it the butterfly effect of, if I would have did this, how would I be now, or would this affect anything that I'm striving for towards
Mhm.
then? And I realized that I can't continue to live like that, because you can't change the past. You can only apply yourself towards the future, or live in the present to apply your future.
Mhm.
So, so we are here, and I want to get that somewhere. We are here. Maybe get a tattoo on my forehead. We are here.
Not the forehead, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Not
Yeah.
the forehead, but I get it.
All of my friends are like, "We are here." I say, "We are here." And
I love
it just symbolizing, we have to live in the present to apply ourselves towards the future. No past.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. We are here. Put that in the Facebook group. We are
Okay.
here.
We
I
are here.
love it. I love it. So, if you think about your journey, where you came from, where you started and where you're going, what advice would you tell your peers out there who are seeking their purpose and really just kind of trying to find their way in the world? What would you tell
Oh, that's a great question. For people struggling like me, millennials, I believe millennials have it the hardest. We're
them?
trying to make sure we don't disapprove of our parents or the boomer generation, while also trying to make sure that we're being decent role models to our younger generation.
Mhm.
Still living the world, not unsure where we need to go, struggling with student loans. I realize that also mental health is definitely a bigger concern now in this world.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
it's okay to um, accept your feelings, know what you're feeling, and know how to process your feelings. Don't hide
mhm,
how you feel, and have those mentors like Dr. Nicole and other people, and look for how to process it. Because I realized that from the older generation and stuff like that, they've never truly understood how to process their mental well-being, which could
mhm,
pass down to us. And so we have to break that mental curse that they battled in order to prosper. And I think once we get over that first step, and overcome who we are and learn who we are, then we're
mhm,
good. The next goal is don't compare yourself to others. I've
mhm,
battled with that constantly. I told Dr. Nicole I'm battling with some of that now. Not as hard, but it was hard.
mhm,
Where I'm doing my pilot studies, I'm not necessarily grasping a concept like my counterparts are. And then I started looking at how he would do it, and just kind of compare myself to him, and seeing, well, I should be like him. And there's no right or wrong way to be you. If you don't
mhm,
grasp it a certain way, then just let it be that, and continue to strive in yourself. Because like you
mhm.
mentioned before, we are our biggest enemy. And once you see that you can't do it, or you tell yourself you can't do it, or it's a struggle, it's going to constantly be a struggle, while the other person is living their life and doing their thing. So just focus on you and do you, and realize that you are worthy, and you are here. We are here to strive towards your future.
I love it. I love it. We are here. That comparison phenomenon we see a lot of that with social media will
Oh,
get you messed up.
yes, it will. And
It,
that's a lot of my friends had this issue too, but I kept comparing myself to other people.
mhm,
I had myself, Atlanta is, I don't want to keep knocking Atlanta. I love where I live, but
mhm,
Atlanta has always been this Lenox Mall, nice Gap clothes. You're meant to be the small individual,
mhm,
um, this wealthy person with the nice cars and stuff. And then so you're trying to live like the Joneses. And
mhm.
if it's not subscribed for you to be that person, and you're constantly striving to head towards there, it's just going to be an unhappy situation. Now you're in debt, and just just do you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this. If you, as we wind down, this is, like I said, this has been amazing. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of your journey, your growth, your confidence. Like I say, it's just exuding. And I always say when people understand their purpose, they're walking in their purpose, they walk differently, they talk differently. That
Yes.
that
Yes.
that confidence is something, because you're waking up with a greater knowledge that I belong here. And
Yes.
I am more than enough. I
Yes.
am enough, right? In any room that I walk into, there's
Yes.
greatness in me, and I can stand in it unapologetically and be who I am. And
Yeah.
I love that, and I see that in you. So I'm so thankful for you and for your journey. And I'm glad I got to be a little fly on the wall in your process as you are journeying. So I'm grateful to God that we connect. Can you hear me? Um, say something. Let me see if you can. Can I hear you? You're on mute. That technology thing. Let's see. Take yourself off mute. Let's see. Can you unmute yourself? All right. So let's.
Hey, can you hear me now?
I can. Yes.
Perfect. I apologize for that. I don't know what happened, but I'm here.
Okay. See, this is when you get the IT. They got multiple devices and stuff. I love it. So I don't know if you heard what I was saying, but I was just I'm just saying that I'm so proud of you and so proud of your growth and so proud of the things that you have accomplished. And I'm just excited that God allowed us to cross paths and I can see just a little smidget of your journey so far and just be your cheerleader. You know, I'm here for you whenever you need. And, you know, you're always in the Facebook group. So you guys can interact with Cory if you have questions, if you're going on a similar journey, looking for advice or help with that. So as we are winding down, I have just a couple more questions for you. It has been wonderful so far. So one question that I have is if you can change one thing in the world, what would that be and why?
The acceptance of mental health. I believe that is not pushed. A lot of people, especially like in the African American community, it's hidden or it's frowned upon. You know, in my family, without saying too much, in my family, if someone is going through a mental situation, it's hidden. How it's going? So they're okay. Don't worry about it. So realizing that this world is lacking mental stability, especially with COVID going on, people had a chance to sit in their house and just be with themselves or be with their significant other. It's shocking to realize either who you are, where you are, and just, I guess, your whole journey. So mental health, I would definitely change our mental health. I won't say capacity, but just mental health in general, just improve that process.
I love it. I love it. So this has been wonderful. Again, this has been a great conversation. Such an inspiring story. I know that those that are out there that are listening, I know that you are inspired as well. I hope that you found value. So I thank you, Cory, for taking your time and sharing your story, sharing your journeys and the pictures. It's amazing. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. And to just give you the credit that you deserve, it started with you, even though the whole process, it was 2 years long. But you know, I got your book and it's scribbled all in here. But just you allowed myself to think for me. And I didn't necessarily truly know how to apply it, but having these resources and having that knowledge in my head, which we already know that is there, it helped me grow towards who I am now. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much. Thank you so much. So my last and final question that I ask all the guests on the show is, what does adulting in my purpose mean to you?
Being happy and finding peace. And there's a difference between the two. Finding happiness is being happy in where you are now. As you continue to grow up in life or develop who you are, that definition of happiness is going to constantly change. And with that, just keep in mind that once you, like, one thing I realize is now that I'm 224, I want to see 190, and I will be happy with 190. And so I'm happy in that happiness that I'm striving towards. The next thing is find your peace. And what that means is don't worry about anybody else. Find who you are and love who you are within yourself, and find that peace within yourself where you can tell anybody, I am who I am, and you have to just kind of accept that. So those are two goals: find your happiness and find your peace. That's what adulting in your purpose means to me.
I love it. Well, guys, this is what we do here. We
Yes.
bring you amazing millennials that's doing great things, making moves, making an impact, and showing you their journey, because it's really not about them. It's about their story. And if they can do it, if I can do it, you can do it too. That's what the Adulting in My Purpose movement is all about. Helping young leaders discover who they are, clarify their vision, and develop a plan to take that next step. It's all about action. So
Yes.
don't forget. So Corey, how can we get in touch with you? Where can we find you?
Absolutely. Due to social media hiatuses, you can definitely reach me on in the Facebook group.
Okay.
And that'll probably be the best thing, because I'm active once I log into Facebook. I'm active there. But for my personal well-being, I remove myself from social media every time and again, just to sit within my peace and my happiness. But yeah, I'm on the
I
page.
love that. Sometimes we got to shut it down.
Yes, yes.
I love it. So you guys join the Facebook group. Make sure that you get involved, lean in. Corey will be there. I'm there. We got other amazing millennials that are doing some great things. They're all in there having conversations, making each other accountable, sharing stories. So it's really, we're building a community of people, young people who are truly adulting in their purpose. So find the Facebook group. It's Adulting in My Purpose movement, and join in. Also, another announcement for those entrepreneurs that are out there. If you're an entrepreneur, or if you desire to be an entrepreneur, one of my organizations, the Black Entrepreneurs Institute, is having a virtual networking event called Connect and Collab, and that's going to be June 25th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's Saturday, June 25th Eastern Standard Time. So I'll have the link in the comments for you. For those entrepreneurs that are out there that are looking to grow, will be a time of networking, a time to connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs, and just to get some motivation and strategies and think into your business. So you don't want to miss that if you're out there. And then, of course, come back next week. We're going to have another amazing interview, another amazing show. This is what we do on Adulting with Purpose. So until then, you know what to do. You stay safe and you be blessed. Bye-bye.
Bye.